What we will be doing here, guys, we'll work on Maserati with a 3.0 V6 engine. We're talking about Levante Ghibli Quattroporte, guys. And by the way, okay, if you do one common mistake, you can severely destroy your engine to the point that you can actually, guys, need the engine rebuilt or replaced, which can cost you thousands of dollars in repairs. Stay with us, we'll explain what we're talking about in this video today. Hey guys, welcome back to Auto Repair, guys. Super helpful video to any of you having a Maserati V6. That could be Levante Ghibli Quattroporte, guys, or Maseratis with that V6 3.0 engine. If you want to see how to remove upper intake manifold, guys, okay, what you need to do, how to remove it so we can work on it to get the fuel injectors, oil coolers, oil pressure sensors, all that stuff. Okay, stay with us, we'll explain that and common mistakes people make that can destroy your engine. All that will be covered in this video today. Before we start, guys, let us tell you a little bit about us. Every single car we get here at the garage, we try to make at least 200 to 300 free repair videos. We show you how to fix engines, transmissions, bodywork, engines, computers, electrical components, fuses, relays. Why we guys do that? To save you as much money as we can. All we need, guys, in return, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, that way we can keep making and providing these videos for free. And check out our YouTube channels, we have more than 17,000 free repair videos that can save you thousands of dollars in future repairs. So let's start on it now. So first step, guys, we need to go ahead and open the hood. What do we need to do next? Okay, let's explain now. The cover right here, how it attaches. Okay, this is the upper engine cover. So in order to remove it, guys, okay, you have 4 rubber bushings, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. Now you have to be very careful how you pull those, and be careful, sometimes they'll come loose off the cover and they can fall underneath and you may lose them. Replacement parts you can get, we've done that before, but you grab usually on the front, not too much to the front, more like on the side, because here you can crack it. So you start, okay, you see that one popped loose, and now towards the back it has another one, guys. Check this thing out now. Okay, if it's never been removed, it's going to be quite tight, so just keep that in mind, or if it hasn't been removed for a long time. Same thing on this side, and okay, this one came loose. Now let us show you what we're talking about. Okay, you see those bushings right here? Those are the bushings that we're talking about, guys, right there. Okay, 4 bushings. They can come off, sometimes they'll come off, and they're attached to this, okay, joints right here. You see that plastic one? 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Now if you lose them, guys, I think you see that dodge right here that we have. Let us show you. Okay, the bushings, okay, are the same for the upper cover as well, so you can get them at a better price, because Maserati is made by Stellantis company, which makes Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Maserati, Ferrari, Fiat, multiple vehicles, guys. But you see that one came out like that. Next, guys, okay, let's explain what we need to do here, guys. Okay, we're going to go ahead, we'll need to disconnect the vacuum hoses for the boost pressure solenoid. You don't have to remove it from the upper intake manifold, but we'll go ahead and remove it because we want to inspect everything, make sure everything's good. So in the meantime, we'll show you guys how to do that. But if you don't want to do that, all we have to do, disconnect the wire and pull the hoses as well. So guys, here now, what we're going to do, we will try to gently, okay, pull these hoses out. Okay, now those could be quite tight, so what we might attempt to do first, okay, we'll go ahead, okay, and remove the 2 bolts. Careful not to drop them, guys. That's number 1 mistake we see here at the garage that people make. Okay, so that's the first bolt that I'm removing right here. Now second one on this side. By the way, quite tight here. Okay, now it's going, so we're going to go ahead, get that one loose. Okay, second bolt is out. Here, the wire, you press down on the metal thing, you pull it out. Now, the only thing that we have here is the vacuum hoses that we need to remove, and those could be, by the way, quite tight. So let's see which one of the first is going to go. Try not to, okay, pry on them because they're plastic and they can easily break as well. This is the vacuum, this is the out, so we need to remove them and later install them exactly the same way as well. Okay, so we're gonna just go ahead and pry a little bit with the screwdriver. It's almost coming out, guys. Okay, still holding a little bit. So guys, we'll be actually replacing the oil pressure sensor. That's a weak spot on those, so we'll not remove it all the way, but all you have to do is disconnect the hoses now, right here. If you replace them with a new one, you don't need to worry so much, because when you remove them, actually, they might break, okay, right here, so be careful. But in our case, okay, we won't need to. So here now, we're going to disconnect some vacuum hoses as well, okay, and here on this thing underneath, you press down, you pull it out. Same thing on this side here. Let's see if we have enough room, okay, to flop it like this one. Same thing will apply here. We need to disconnect that wire now. Okay, and that wire. Okay, when you press here, the clip is supposed to come out, but you can always help it with your nail a little bit. We need to disconnect this vacuum line here as well. Okay, give me a second because I cannot reach underneath here all the way. I'm trying to, but okay, right there. Perfect. Now, okay, let's see what else. Here we need to sacrifice one of the little bitty clamps, and we're going to do probably the one, okay, to see where it's not in the way later. That's coolant lines right here, so okay, one of them will need to go, guys. Okay, so we need to actually flip it on the side. So here, guys, we're going to sacrifice that clamp because it's on a metal pipe, so we will be able to easily, okay, remove the hose from the pipe too. Okay, it's almost done. Let me get a screwdriver quick. It's almost out. Those are the one-time clamps that you cannot reuse. You have to replace them with a new one later. Okay, we're almost done. Let me get it in now like that. Okay. And that clamp is about to come up. Give it a second. Okay, to move it up the hose. Okay, perfect, just like this one. Next, we need to remove that hose out of here. That's a vacuum hose. It might be stuck quite a bit too. Don't pry on anything plastic when you try to remove those, because you can easily break things, especially if it's an older engine that's been exposed to more heat. Okay, I might need to, okay, it's going now. I might need to get a bigger screwdriver. Oh, it came out. Right there, watch now. Okay, perfect. Just like this one. So this one is out of the way now. Okay, like that. Now let's see. Okay, if that one will be in the way, I think we will be safe on this side. Now here we have, okay, we have another valve that gets in here. Okay, you can see that we will need to see how we can disconnect that one too. So next, the throttle body. Okay, you don't have to remove it all the way, but it will make things easier because there is two bolts that are hard to get to. So we'll attempt to first remove that because we want to clean our throttle body too. It has 75,000 miles, so we want to clean it, make sure we service everything the correct way, guys, so we don't have to do that job again. For the throttle body, we need to pre-loosen that hose clamp right here with 7mm now. Those are, by the way, amazing hose clamps, super easy to work with. Okay, right there. And next we're going to go ahead, guys, okay, and disconnect. Okay, the hose on this side disconnected, but we have one more clip right there that we need to open. And when we open it, okay, you have one more on this side. Don't forget that one. Next, guys, the wiring harness for the throttle body. You see that yellow thing? That yellow thing needs to come out, and I found out that it's quite easy to push it, start it from this side. Okay, and then comes out like that. After that, you press on the clip, okay, and you disconnect it easily. Okay, just like this one. Here it may be still stuck, that's perfectly fine. We're going to go ahead, okay, and get it a little bit loose, because probably, careful not to punch a hole in the hose as well, but probably hasn't been removed for a while, maybe ever. Looking in the car, let me pre-loosen that clamp just a little bit more. Okay, let me see where I left the tool, because we need to gain a little bit more room. Okay, perfect. Now nothing here is holding. It's just the hose being stuck, guys. Okay, it's coming loose. Let's see now if we have anything else holding. Looks like the hoses are flexible here. Okay, my bad. We have two connectors, guys. We have bolts. 1, 2, 3 here. Okay, holding to a mount. That's why we cannot get it out. So we need to remove these bolts to be able to pull the intake out. Now, that's why it's a good idea to watch the video so you don't make mistakes we make, and you don't waste money on parts, tools, you don't break things like we do sometimes trying to make these videos. So guys, now we will attempt to remove it without removing that bracket with the 3 bolts that holds the hose. So now that one is a little bit hard to get to bolt there, but it's gettable, guys. Okay, and I think when the throttle body moves, it will give us enough room so we don't need to worry about it. So now that's the only bolt here that's a little bit hard to get to, and the one on the other side, of course, the lower bolts. The upper bolts are not bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead, attempt to remove that one. Okay, let's, by the way, remove one of the top ones. I want to show you how long they are so you know what to expect. Okay, let's just do this one quick, so you know, guys, okay, how long it's going to be, what to expect, and how much you need to unscrew, so we don't waste your time. Okay, here, and see if we can do it without removing that mount there, because it's a little bit inconvenient. Okay, it's almost coming loose now. Okay, so that bolt, okay, screws about that much, so that's not bad, right? The same thing on this side. This one should come loose too easily. Okay, let's see if we have space now to spin this one now. They go in a plastic manifold, but actually it has a, I think it's a copper bushing, metal bushing. So it's not like they go in, they're not the screw types, because the screw types, oh my goodness, they're terrible because they go hard the whole time. But now, okay. This one, the only thing is that it's catching a little bit the hose here, and I just dropped our tool right now. So let me grab it, I see it. It's not too complicated, I'll grab it and we'll continue. So we're going to attempt, okay, to remove that one a little bit here, because I think we will not be able to remove the thing until we guys, okay, remove these bolts there. Because from what I see, okay, let me see if I have the right tool. I got a 10mm to attempt to remove this one now. So we're going to attempt to open, okay, that cooler pipe here a little bit to be able to move it. I think we found 3 guys here, okay. So here there is, okay, on this side, first let's go on the left side. There is one bolt right here, you see that bolt. There is the bracket that holds it. Instead of removing those 3 that are super hard to get to, we can go ahead and pre-loosen that one. There is 2 10mm, and they have a washer there too. So be careful not to drop it, but I think we'll be able to gain, okay, some room that way. It's a very shallow bolt, that's the downside. It's hard to get with a wrench. Okay, right there. One of the bolts is out. And we have one like that on this side, okay, that I'm trying to get to now, guys. Okay, so let me see if I can get with extension and a swivel head. Okay, I cannot see from the camera, so 1 second. Okay, right there. Okay, it's going now, so if I can reach somehow by hand. Yep. Yeah, it stopped a little bit. Give me a second now. I might need to go just a little bit more. I don't know if I'll be able to go with the socket. Nope. Let me just go a little bit more with the thing. It got tightened, but in a little bit it's going to pre-loosen. So okay, I think I'll be able to do it by hand now. Let me attempt to do that now. It goes and it kind of stops, but now it does go. A little bit inconvenient place, guys, but that's what you pay for working on Ferrari engine, right? That engine, even though it's Maserati, it's built by Ferrari. It's almost the same engine like the California, but that's the V6 version. By the way, it sounds amazing. People get scared working on those things, but they're not too bad. I mean, a little bit inconvenient places for some things. Bolt came out. This is longer bolt right there. Just to know. Okay. Now, okay, check this thing out. We were able to pull the hoses out. Careful. Wiring harness. All we have to do now, I'm going to remove the bolts that we pre-loosen here. Okay, this bolt is out. One more to go. I think all four are the same, but inspect them to make sure. Okay, this is the last one now. Probably you should want to leave the one on top for last, so you don't have to hold it inconveniently. Hold on now. Bolt came out. Careful not to drop anything in the intake manifold. If you don't see it, you start your engine, you will destroy your engine. Throttle body came out. You can see it just like this one, guys. So guys, right here in the back you see that mount right here. It has two Allen wrenches. We need to remove these two and the one right here. So that's what I will be doing next, guys. So we'll come from that angle and I'll attempt to remove those. They're a little bit okay, inconvenient again, like most of the things, but it's doable, guys. Okay, it's doable. One is loose. Working on the second one now. Pretty loose in that one. Perfect. The good thing about these, they almost go by hand easily once you get them loose. M156D engine, guys. Okay, here. This one there too. Now this one is, it goes by hand. But first what we're going to do, we're going to remove that one on top. Okay. Because, okay, wow, that was tight. It will give us a little bit more room on that hose and the wires there as well. So, okay, and now I might be able to reach that one and spin the Allen wrench easily too. So let's lift up. Okay, that's what we're doing now. Okay, perfect. Okay, this one is now loose. That's a PCV hose right there. It goes towards the back side again. I'm checking to see it goes to the cylinder heads, to the valve covers. I see it, but that should give us enough room to slide out of there. Now, guys, okay, we'll be able to slide that thing some to the front. So let's see. Okay, now we need to disconnect this one that holds the, okay, the hose is here, right? This one will need to come off. Okay, let me see if we have one on this side. We should, between the PCV hose and the other hose. So here we need to open the PCV clamp right there. See if we can gain a little bit of room, maybe. Okay, one more on this side. That might be enough to move the bolt. The way they put that engine together is just unbelievable. It's out of this world. Complicated engine. But you can do most of the things yourself. Okay, once you know what you're doing. And everything seems like it's quite tight, guys. So let me see that one now. Not to damage the PCV pipe here. I think we should be able to move it a little bit to be able to get the bolt safely out. Give me a second. See if we can just pry safely a little bit here. Perfect. Okay, that bolt is out. Now we need to pre-loosen these two bolts for the PCV because it will need to come out too. So we need to do that. And again, just get ready for things to be quite tight, guys, quite tight. Never ever been removed anything here from what I see. Watch how everything is marked with paint as well. Okay, one bolt there. And one more on this side. Perfect. Let's see how much room we have here. It's going to get stuck in the other pipe. I was trying to see if we move that bracket here, if that will give us enough slack on the line to be able to disconnect the PCV. We're going to check that. Let me go ahead and do that too, because we'll need to move a little bit here. One extra bolt is not going to kill it. Okay. Now, here, let me check the hoses. Okay, and the PCV almost comes out, so I think we will be maybe safe there. Let me inspect to see when we lift it up. I think we should be good to go. Now, what we're going to do here, guys, on the front, we have that's a 6mm Allen wrench. We have 2 bolts on the front of the intake manifold. Okay, this is one of them, and every time you remove the intake manifold, upper intake manifold, you guys are supposed to install new gaskets, throttle body, intake manifold gasket, because otherwise you have a chance to develop a leak in the gasket, vacuum leak, which is sometimes super hard to diagnose. It can result into P0300 code, misfires, lean mixtures, unstable idle, okay, multiple things. So this bolt is still not going by hand. Okay, now it is. Let's see how long it is. Still going, guys. That's quite a long bolt, by the way. Okay, great. One more on this side, exactly the same thing. Check this thing out. It's on this side, and I don't want to strip it. Let me see if I can get one of the other Allen wrenches quick. Okay, one that's a little bit thicker, shorter, no neck size. So okay, let me see if this one is the same, so we can actually reach there, because that's quite tight. Okay, we might be able to move the thing. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I can get with this one through an angle here, but I might not be able to with an extension around the pipe, maybe right there. Okay, perfect. Now that's your map sensor. If you think you're gonna break it or the intake, remove it. Don't put any pressure on it, because you will be in deep trouble, guys. Okay. So we're still doing that now. Okay, check it out now. Working on that thing. It should come out soon. Okay. And that got stuck again right there. It was about to come loose. Come on. Quite long bolt, guys. It looks like it's unthreading from the plastic manifold. Okay, perfect. Now guys, check this thing out. We have more bolts. They're right there. One right here. I'm going to remove that one with the pliers once you get it loose. Shorter bolts, by the way. Okay, we go to the next one here. Okay, let's go back a little bit so we can see exactly where we are. Okay, from the engine. Those on the bright side. Careful not to drop them later when you install them, because you have to remove the intake manifold to reach them again. Okay, one more on this side. Okay, now we have one more in the back here. Okay, let's illuminate. Yeah, right there. Very inconvenient place. Let me see now. We might need to push the coolant pipe a little bit out. I might need to get the... I want to wrench that side. Let's see a little bit of light. That's very inconvenient. So let us see how we can reach that one easily, guys, because it's definitely okay. We might need to release those clamps now. Okay, for the coolant pipe. So if we slide that pipe a little bit to the back, that might give us a little bit of room. Let me see, just a little bit of slack to be able to get the Allen wrench there. Okay, no. Okay, let's see light on this side. It seems like I'm not in. No. I might need to get a shorter extension now, guys. Shorter extension. We will attempt it again. That's one of the most inconvenient bolts that you're going to reach today. Let me see, you gotta make sure that it's all the way in, and you gotta make sure it's in the correct position, or you're going to strip it, guys. So guys, our mistake in the back, that's actually a valve cover bolt, so we don't need to worry about this one. Now we need to come to this side, and okay, we have this right here. Okay, let me pre-loosen that one now. Okay, I'll get the little pliers so I can pull the bolts out. We don't want to drop them, lose them. Or drop them in the intake manifold, because later you don't see, you start your car, you bend the valve, break a piston, you're screwed, guys. Thousands of dollars in repairs, even if you're doing the job yourself just for parts. Okay, let me see now. Oh, come on. There is a label here. That fell 1 second. Okay, let me get off the ladder here because I almost bent my knees backwards. That was painful. Those Allen wrenches always make me paranoid. I don't know why, guys. I like the Torx way better because I stripped so many Allen wrenches in my life that I'm always extra cautious. If it doesn't go in a good angle, don't attempt it. Okay, the sad part now. Okay, that one, we'll get it out, but under the PCV we have another bolt that we will need to reach. So now we'll be working on the PCV, guys, because here underneath I see a bolt that needs to come out. So let us see how we're going to attempt. Okay, let me do this one here too. Okay, that clamp right here, you get a screwdriver quick. You see that clamp here? We need to do that one too to gain a little bit of room. Perfect. Now here I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure. Okay, let me see if we can undo that one here, that hose clamp right there. I don't even see how. Okay, from this side. Okay, one more on this side now. Careful with the wires. See if we can gain a little bit of room to get that PCV out. Okay, 1 second. Okay, we should be able to reach now. So let's see, careful with those plastic pipes. Okay, everything nowadays is breakable if you're not careful, guys. So, okay, now one bolt right there underneath. You see that hidden bolt? That's the one we're talking about. Again, trying to reach those with the pliers now, and remove it. It looks like, guys, quite a few things that are holding the intake manifold are actually coming loose. Let's analyze quickly what else we have in the back, because it seems like soon. Okay, I'm looking at that plate here, it's holding. These two are holding, are holding the hoses. Okay, those plates actually go here on top too. So, from what I see, we need to disconnect them because we cannot bend them so much. Check this thing out, it's holding right there. So, there are 2 more bolts to be able to disconnect these brackets. So here now by, what is that, ignition coil number 2. Okay, right here you see that bone. Come on, quite tight, guys. Okay, this one is coming loose now. The good thing is the moment you get them loose, they go easy, so you don't need to worry about it so much. There is one in the back right here. I see it right here in the back, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, you see this one right here. So I'm going to do the other one. We'll attempt to do one side first, then the other one, and see exactly what's happening. Okay, let me see if we have more bolts anywhere else. It looks like it's loose now. And if we slide it towards the front a little bit, we might be able to get enough room. Okay, let me get the screwdriver quick. See if we are gonna clear it, or we have to remove the whole bracket, guys. Okay, so let's video everything here so we know how to put it together later. Okay, right there. This hose is not attached anymore. These ones are loose, but they'll come next. Here, guys, okay, the ignition coils. Let's pull the cables off the ignition coils. Okay, so the yellow thing out. We press. We pull. Just careful. We need to get all the wiring harness out, guys. Come on. Why this one doesn't want to go in? Okay. I believe this is the camshaft position sensor here. Okay, now this one here. A lot of work, guys, but it's doable, and you can do all that yourself in most cases. Okay. Now we have more cables here in the back, one clamp still holding. Okay, now we're going to disconnect here. Let me get the prying tool. Okay, metal prying tool, quick. I want to see where it is. So we need to disconnect, okay, the cable, wiring harness right here. See if I can reach it. Don't pry on the ignition cover because you're going to break it. It's loose. One more on this side. Ah, don't fall there. I saw it. Okay, it's by the exhaust, but I need to crawl under the vehicle to get it. Let me get another two. I might be able to do it with this one here. It's not much. Yeah, maybe not. So I might need to crawl and get it, and we'll continue, guys. So guys, those clamps are, those brackets are really hard to remove. We slid them, but what we did, we're gonna just gently, guys, bend them. We don't recommend that, okay, what we're doing here. But this one, the other one, we bent it easily, but this one here will be a little bit harder to do due to the fact, okay, that it has, guys. Okay, let me get it with the screwdriver. Like that. Here's a coolant pipe there. So I don't know if we'll be able to do that one that way. Yeah, I don't think we'll be able to. do this one. Okay, let's see. We might need to get more into it. We'll check in a second. I want to see what else is holding us though. Okay, let's see if we have something in the back we will analyze and we'll continue. There is one more bolt here, guys. We thought there wasn't, but we just got the wrong one. There is one bolt. I need to get the shorter extension. Okay, the long one's not gonna do it now. So I need shorter extension and see if I can get in there. I don't know how I will, to be honest with you. The only way I can get in there probably is with one of these tools. Okay, and let me get the big Allen wrench where it was. Okay, 1 second. I'm looking for it, guys. The thicker 6mm Allen wrench. Okay, right here. And attempt to do it that way because it comes in an angle that's impossible to put two in there. I don't even know. Okay, even this one doesn't go all the way in like it should. So 1 second, I'm trying to get it in. Okay, so we will attempt to remove those and we'll show you where they're located, guys. So guys, what we're doing now, okay, give me a second because I'm sliding here on the car. Removing the bolts for the PCV, guys. Okay, 1 second because I fell off the car. But I'm practically on my belly here, trying to get it. So from both cylinder heads, we need to go ahead and remove the bolts, okay, for the PCVs here. Very inconvenient place for one of them. Very, very inconvenient place. Okay, I cannot even get 2 fingers in. Okay, almost there. Give me a second now. To get that Allen wrench out and see if we can attempt the removal. One more time, how it can be such a limited room, I don't know. I'm glad it's on the V8 engine in those Maseratis, because the V8 will be even more challenging. It should come up anytime. Okay, second bolt out, that PCV is going out too. We can slide the whole system back. Next, we're going to remove the, okay, let me see, this one here got in. That one now on this side is gonna come out. Okay, that's enough room, enough slack. Next we'll be removing, okay, you see that map sensor here? I believe it's the map sensor. We have to be very careful not to strip any of this because everything comes in an angle. Again, the good part about these bolts, once you crack them loose, After that, they tend to go by hand easily. Under that sensor there is a hidden bolt, guys. Okay, those are the shorter bolts here for the PCV, not to confuse them. Now, this sensor will come out. Let me see if we need to pull the whole thing out, remove it. How it's going to be removed out of here now. We might be able to just slide it over like this one and reach the bolt if it has a bolt underneath it. So, okay, let me see. I'm trying to get. So guys, we went to buy some special tools. If you have a socket, it's even more convenient. The bow and Allen wrench. We're going to share the information in the description of the video below where you can get good ones from. And what we're going to do now, okay, we'll attempt, okay, to get it loose that way. Because it comes in an angle. It's really, guys, hard, okay, to get that thing loose. And that will be, from what I see, the tightest bolt of all of them, unfortunately. So how we're gonna take it off, I don't even know. So let's attempt one more time. Okay, I think it came loose. Let's check now. It either that or I just rounded the bolt, which will be catastrophic in that case. So that's the last bolt on the back driver's side. We should have one of those on the passenger side as well, guys. Okay, so I'll get an extension here, I think. Okay, or even with that one, with a bow end, it's even more convenient. Okay, it's coming off. We're almost out. Okay, let me get the pliers. I want to grab that bolt and pull it out again, guys. Okay, now we should have one more like that. Let me go to the other side now, because we need to do that same procedure on the passenger side. So let me see how we're going to reach here now. Okay, and see if I can look at it that way. Okay, so I need to get a line. I see the bolt. That's the connector here for the map sensor. Unfortunately, it's in the way, so I'll move it like that. Okay, and I might disconnect that map sensor too. Let me attempt to do that now. I'll just bring it up, around. Okay, I'll attempt to disconnect it quick, because it's very limited room here. So what I'm gonna need, screwdriver, guys, screwdriver, to pull the yellow connector out. Perfect. Now I'm gonna press down. Not yet. Okay, now pull. Let me see now. No, I need to grab it with 2 hands. Okay, the yellow connector sunk in place. That's that map sensor right here that's so much in the way. I might just leave it like this one, guys, because I can actually reach. I saw that now. Okay, perfect. We're going to get again extension. Let me see. I will attempt to do it with a long one. I know it's a big job. I'm sorry, but I think we'll be able to get most of these things done today. Okay, let me see. I need to get to one angle here. Okay, great. I want to tap on it to make sure that it's all the way in. Okay, where it's supposed to be in. Yep, it's perfect. Now, okay. Oh, my heart always skips a beat when we do that, guys. Because if it strips or something, those Allen wrenches, I don't have good luck with them. Let me see if it's all the way out. I mean, I might need to use that one. Yep, it's spinning all the way. I see it. I'll attempt to pull it out with the pliers again. I don't know how, but I'll try my best. Okay, let me see a little bit of light. I need flashlight here to see on this side. So we don't drop it. Okay, that should be loose. Let's continue with the next step. So guys, we'll need to remove two of the ignition coils on this side to be able to get that bracket for the hoses out. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing now. Let me get this one here too. See if it's gonna move enough so we can slide it back, because everything's super tight here. Okay, one ignition coil. Wow, super clean inside, good thing no oil leaks. Second ignition coil here. That bracket now. Should come up. Okay, give me a second, nothing else should be holding here. Okay, let's attempt it now on this side. Okay, give me a second. It looks like on this side it's gonna come up. We need to do exactly the same thing on the other side now. Remove ignition coils so we can remove that bracket, guys, that holds hoses and cables. Okay, so it's a lot of work to remove that upper intake manifold, unfortunately. But we're trying to do it without draining coolant and all that stuff. Removing coolant pipes. Okay, that one's out. Let's do that one here now. Look at this one. Starts coming out and goes back in. Okay. One more here. Okay, another ignition coil out. Now that bracket here has a clip that we need to disconnect. Wires right here. Okay, those need to come loose. So we can actually, guys, move it a little bit now. Okay, looks like this sensor is in the way too. The camshaft position sensor. Okay. Okay, this one came out. Let's see now if it's in the way. We might have that one there holding now. Okay, let us inspect and we will continue. Here we have another bracket holding, by the way. Okay, right there. That we're going to attempt to remove. So let me get here. That bolt loose now. Okay, let me grab it now so we don't drop it. Very important not to drop that stuff in the engine. Wow, it's still open, guys. Okay. Now is the moment of the truth. One of the sides should start coming up. And then another side. You see here we have a coolant line on this side, so we will attempt on this side first. And once we gain more room, we might be able to come out. So, yeah, give me a second, guys. Okay. Okay, definitely hitting right here in that mount steel, otherwise we're gonna come up. So let's see if we can move it. So we put on both brackets a little bit and eventually that thing, guys, came out. Those gaskets will need to be replaced with new ones. Okay, the intake, upper intake manifold gaskets, every time you need to replace them with brand new ones. So guys, that will be the time, okay, to cover your hose. Make sure you don't drop anything, right? Because it will be catastrophic, guys, if you drop something in the cylinders. But now you can see, guys, okay, the upper intake manifold is right here. New gaskets will need to be installed every time you remove it, but that's how you remove it without draining coolant or anything else. It's possible, but it's a mess, guys. We were able to get it out. Okay, you can see like that. Hopefully the video will be helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time.